after 5 o'clock now. It's probably more like 6 o'clock on a Sunday, and I've just finished work. I just thought I'd show you my outfit of today. Very cottagecore meets Western, maybe? Could I be like a home front? I don't know. These bows, I don't know. But I'm really enjoying these little ruffles and the long skirts at the moment, partially because all of my leggings have holes in them. I can't be bothered to mend them or get new ones, and partly just because I'm enjoying the flowiness and the cottagecore vibes that go along with it. But yeah, we had a pretty good weekend this weekend. Sales were good, lots and lots of good visitors, and we got lots of work done. So, you know, that was a good weekend all around. The last thing I was doing, I didn't film any of it because I was just so exhausted, but the last thing I was doing was making little fiber packets that have 30 grams of waste fiber. They sell for £1.50, so they're not a big money earner for us, but they're really fun to have because people can pick their own colors if they're like making their own bats or whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna go lay down and have a rest, and then Carl and I are planning to try a new recipe out tonight. We've had some salmon fillets in the freezer forever, like I want to say like 6 months, and we want to use those up. So I found a creme fraiche salmon pasta with dill recipe that just looked like really good and creamy. So we're gonna try and give that a go. Hopefully I'll remember to film a little bit, take you with me. But yeah, we made some delicious burgers yesterday. Vegan chicken burgers, and they were really, really good. Anyway, there's a kitten scratching, so I better go check that they're okay. But all right, it's good to check in with you guys, and I'll see you hopefully when I'm a little less sleepy. I completely forgot to film us making dinner, but we made it and it looks good, and I'll show you. Hello, we have eaten the delicious dinner. It was quite good, wasn't it? Was it not?
It was brilliant.
It was good. Can highly recommend creme fraiche, the good pasta sauce base. It's delicious. I have just opened up a packet. Let me put it back in the packet so you can get the full effect. But they are the Addy novel needles. They're like a new product from Addy that I thought I would try. Here they are in their beautiful package. I'm trying out the 5mm, 80cm long circulars. It's designed so that the special ergonomics will help to be suitable for knitters with arthritis. I probably didn't say that very succinctly because my brain is a little bit fried from working all weekend. But basically, the cool thing about these is that they've got like they're bumpy. You see, they've got like this weird texture, and they're square. So they do feel really nice in my hands actually. And they don't have that super metally smell yet that sometimes metal circulars can have. They have a very sexy red lace cable and what they call their lace tips, which are pointy. I'm gonna just be making some very basic like bits for the awning. Sorry if I'm making a weird face, it's because every time I talk it sounds so loud in my head. My light and sound sensitivity has been off the charts recently, for like 2 weeks now. But yeah, I started it with some bigger needles and then I was like, I actually hate this. So I'm gonna redo it and test it out with these smaller ones. And I'm gonna see how they go and see how it works out. Wish me luck.
Hello. I have finally gotten the box that I have been waiting for many lots of times. That's how words work. It's a Wednesday and I just had treatment, so my brain is a bit frazzled. Hence the fun angle on this shot. I ordered an e-spinner, Jumbo E-Spinner from Spin City, and it came and it was broken. I think something happened to it in transit. So Louise organized for another one to be sent. I have a big box. I'm gonna open it. Floof? Floof. Floof. 3 floofs in a row. 3 little floofs. It's so squishy. Look, it's so big and squishy. He's squishy. He's so squishy. Hello. I am doing a very boring part of small business, and I am pricing up cups. I'm pricing up takeaway packaging, compostable takeaway packaging. I'm just going from website to website, putting in the order and trying to figure out which is going to be most cost effective for us. And not just cost effective, but like per item, but also like minimum orders, because we don't want to order like 1,000 necessarily if we can get away with ordering a smaller quantity. That's fun. But you saw the chonky yarn that I made, which was really fun. Getting used to the e-spinner, which is good. It looks so much nicer in the daylight as well. I wish I was the kind of person that came down and like worked during the day, and like was inspired by being in the sunlight and daytime and stuff, because the pictures and videos would be so much nicer. But I'm a night owl. I'm a nocturnal fiend, and I'm much happier when I work at night. It's just weird. It just means I have to wait like 12 hours before I can take photos of anything. Anyway, I'm gonna go do that. Carl's in the shop. Maybe I can. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Hello.
Working with me today. And as soon as we're done, we're gonna go and have fish and chips with mom and dad and play some board games. Carl's got to run out to pick up some stuff from a friend of ours who's moving to Japan, which is quite exciting. Yeah, so that'll be good. See them again. Wish them cheerio. And I don't know, I'm very tired today. I had a really rubbish night's sleep. What do they call it? Painsomnia. So running on not much sleep. So hence why I'm a bit silly. But anyway, I'm gonna go do some boring calculations. It's almost bedtime. It is bedtime. It's past bedtime. I've been doing some spinning. I've been playing. You would have saw I was playing with my e-spinner and playing with the some Hilltop Cloud that I got, I think, at Wonderwall, like before the pandemic. And I've been trying to spin tiny on it. and it's tricky. The take up is just really strong. So I've been battling with that like all evening, but I finally have a little bit on the bobbin, and I'll show you that now, and then I'm gonna go to bed. Hello. That was the sound of a cow mooing. It's 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock in the morning.
And this cow is just every, what, 3 to 5 minutes? It's just like...
Sometimes less, sometimes more, but it is so loud it literally sounds like it is in the back garden. That is how loud it is.
So this is just a cow just... I mean, I hope he's okay. I hope she's okay. I spent the evening learning how to edit audio files. Well, this was kind of like the final lesson for me. And I started editing a little bit of the Hodgepodge Heroes Forgotten Memories. I want to get a really nice, clean audio file to put up as the podcast on like Apple Podcasts and Spotify and stuff. So like an edited version of our live version. It's something that I see a lot of other of the podcasts that I really like doing. They'll go live and record live and post that on YouTube. And then they have an editor that goes through and makes it all nice. I'm not going like full audio drama, sound effects, and all that kind of stuff because I am not that talented and I don't have that much time. But I did spend all evening working on it, and I have done a total of 1 minute and 20 seconds. So, you know, it's going great.
Shout out to all of the audio editors out there.
Yes.
That have the time, patience, and hopefully the money to sustain themselves for that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah, for real. The plan is to host it with Anchor, and if we get enough views on there, they'll automatically give us sponsorships, which means we'll automatically get money from it, which will hopefully mean that we can continue to make it, and maybe buy us new equipment or whatever. But yeah, so that's very exciting. I'm not, you know, I only know what I'm doing because I keep like chipping at it away slowly. But yeah, it's quite exciting. If this works well and we're reaching a bigger audience, which I imagine we will be, I might try and also edit the knitting podcast into an audio only version, which will be difficult because I'll have to describe what I'm showing in more detail, which I struggle with sometimes. But anyway, it's sleep time because I've got a yucky appointment for benefits stuff tomorrow. So I need to get a good night's sleep because I have to be up relatively early for me. The cats are being adorable. Good night. Why is Thai curry my favorite thing ever? Oh! It's 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. and
I've been up pretty much since closing time. Stopped for about an hour, maybe 2 hours for dinner. And I have been swatching. The reason why I'm stressed out is because I wish I could just buy all of the yarn that I want for the shop and not have to worry about budgeting. But this is life. Getting a new ranges is always tough because I either have to stop stocking something else or find the money from a magical, mystical place. Either like, you know, we're doing really well, or savings or loans or whatever. So I've noticed that like mohair seems to be in every project recently that's been coming out. Loads and loads of summer stuff as well, like mohair held with 4-ply, tons of that in the pom-pom magazines. Now, I did a little bit of research, boop, 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 and the mohair generally in the world is not very eco-friendly at all. But alpaca is very ecological and sustainable and stuff. And I have been wanting to stock Lang yarns for a while. They're an EU-based company, and they do get their fibers from all over the world, but they have a sort of eco-friendly vibe to them, and they tell you like where the yarn comes from, which I think is pretty cool. So you can, you know, you can vet it. They have a nice selection of alpaca, and yeah, I'm a bit like, I'm looking at all these colors and trying to decide what's gonna go well with what we already have and what like other options I'm gonna need to buy in. So I'm looking at a couple of other ranges from them. I'm looking at an alpaca sock, which looks awesome, and their like standard sock will
sock with you get cute
like sewing thread inside to reinforce your heels and toes if you want to. And I really love them. They come in 50-gram balls, and they're like little wee, like cute £4.50 little doodads. So I really like the look of that, but I don't want to be like double stocking. So I don't want to have a bunch of colors in the Lang yarn that I already have in the West Yorkshire Spinners, because that's silly. Because I could just use the other one that we already have. So like mixing and matching brands and stuff is usually fine in patterns and things, but I know some people don't like to. Anyway, that's my glorious thought process for bringing new stock into the store. I've been doing this since we opened. It seems to be really good. I like to just like have everything cut out in separate layers, and I move them around to arrange, just like secrets of the trade. No, nobody taught me that. It's just my thought process. I am a very visual person. I like to see all the swatches. I know that all the swatches are not 100% accurate, and like we won't know until we get like the balls in, whether they match properly, but at least it gives me a good idea, and it's like going with my gut. Obviously, I have lots of like creams and apricots and peaches and roses on there because that's just the vibe that I'm in right now. But also I feel like we don't have a lot of those, so maybe it's time that we just like maybe for this I should just stick to like a very limited color palette, but have multiple options. So what I mean by that is getting like roses and pinks and like apricots, peaches, getting like 4 or 5 different ones of those in, and getting some like teals, olive greens, forest greens, navies, and getting those in rather than trying to go red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, violet, indigo, white, black, gray, you know, the usual stuff, which I try and, so usually when I'm buying yarn, I try and cover like the whole rainbow. So when I'm looking at shade cards, I'm trying to see like, well, which pink would I choose? Which purple would I choose? Because I want people to have that option. But now that we have so many options with West Yorkshire Spinners, I'm thinking maybe we can get a bit more granular. I am chatting because it's 2 a.m. in the morning and I've come to a stopping point and I can't make a decision. I've starred the ones that I'm thinking about ordering, but I haven't figured out prices for that yet. And I need to go to bed.
So that's what I'm gonna do. Hopefully, like, some of you found this interesting. If you're a yarn shop owner, let me know, do you do this kind of thing? Do you do something similar, something different? Do you just like figure it out in your head, or do you just go, stalker, send me one of every color you have? I know that's totally a legit thing that people do. Yeah, anyway, okay, I'm gonna go to bed and get some good night's sleep. Tomorrow I have therapy, and then I don't have a carer because it's a public holiday and they charge me double. So mom's gonna come in and be my public holiday carer. And then I think that's it. I think I have to work on my USA taxes because it is April the 18th today now at 2 in the morning. And apparently that's the deadline. But because I live abroad, I get a 2-month extension. But it's always like a kick in the pants, like, I need to do it now. So USA taxes. And some of you may be wondering, why the heck am I paying USA taxes? That's a great question. I file my tax return in both the UK and the US, which is just so lovely and complicated. But that is because I'm a US citizen. So I have a US passport, but I work and live in the UK and am a resident here. So I actually pay taxes in the UK, but I still have to fill out my tax form in the US just to say I'm paying taxes in this other country, so you don't need to charge me anything. That's basically it. But I just have to fill out so much paperwork. So yeah, that'll be fun. Not. Taxes is usually not a huge headache because we keep our accounts up to date all year round, month to month. So the business taxes are always up to date, at least a month, you know, closest to a month, which is a practice that my dad taught me to do and is incredible, and means that tax season for me is not about fishing around for a bunch of receipts, but just about figuring out which box to put which figure, and the anxiety of filling it out wrong and them coming to chase after me because I just want to pay my taxes like a good human being. Anyway, I said I was going to go to bed about 2 minutes ago, so that's what I'm going to do. See you later. Hello everyone, disability check. What does my disability look like today? Today it looked like waking up at 6 a.m. from a bad dream and then having my morning pills and a snack and going back to bed, and then waking up at 10 feeling awful and thinking I can do this. I can have some toast and I can get up slowly and I'll be ready for my class at 11. Nope, it just got worse and worse and worse. I had to cancel my class last minute, which I always feel horrible about. And then I got into bed and just prayed to the gods of old to let me sleep because I was in so much pain with so much nausea that I just didn't want to be conscious anymore. Luckily, I did get some sleep, woke up at 5 p.m. and still felt a bit shaky and luckily not nauseous. I managed to help Carl in the tiniest bit. I microwaved some vegetables. That was my contribution to dinner. And then I felt too ill and I had to go sit down. And now I'm sitting on the couch sweating and knitting on my safe space and watching the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial, which is I'm now invested in. So yeah, my disability today was not great. It was high disability. My disability came in and said hi. So yeah, anyway, I like to share that every now and again. I usually do an Instagram little reel for it, but I thought it'd be nicer to share it on the studio vlog this time. So although I had completely planned to go into work today and I had classes lined up, and like last night I was like, yeah, let's do it, excited to get into work, my body said no. So now I'm dealing with guilt over not going in, and anxiety because I'm worried that that's going to happen again tomorrow. I just sometimes there's just no explanation for it, and Carl and I have spent most of our evening trying to figure out what the heck could be the issue. There's a couple of things that we think might be the problem, but nothing concrete. So it's not like, oh, I ate a kebab and I know that kebabs are bad for me and I have a bad reaction, or oh, I drank like a bottle of tequila. No, I felt like I had a hangover this morning and I had done nothing that would elicit a hangover. So that sucks. Yeah, I am enjoying working on this blanket though. It is lovely. I'll show you some close-ups. Bye. We're laying it out. Do you know what? It's bloody sunny here.
What?
It's almost like we need an awning.
That's right.
Hello everyone, we've just had a lovely little hangout with a friend of mine who lives on Gloucester Road, and yeah, and his sister, and they're lovely. And Carl and I have a couple of hours to kill, and we're gonna hang out somewhere on Gloucester Road. This is a very awkward angle for vlogging, but my task, that's the word. I just climbed up the stairs. They're really annoying. They're like it's like a ladder. That area there, that one, that bit is on camera at the moment. It doesn't look good. So I have come armed with some fabric, some nails, and a hammer, and what are those?
Oh, scissors.
Scissors. And I'm gonna try and cover that with some fabric. Wish me luck. Oh, and most importantly, my health drink. For those of you that are interested, this is a Bird and Blend cold tea maker thing. You can put tea leaves in here, and it's got a filter that just squirted on me a little bit. It's got a filter in there that so you can just drink straight out of the bottle. What's in here is a little bit of cream soda, lots of filter water, and some grenadine and some ice, and that'll keep me going. Cause sugar. Sweaty, the camera died, but look, it's covered. We did it. You're wearing white.
I'm wearing white today.
What?
It is a white day. I thought it would be nice and cold. It's bloody cold out
here. It is cold. We're back on Gloucester Road today, second time in a row, because it's hair appointment day.
Surface. Elsewhere, bonfires had melted it. Roasted hazelnuts added. Aragon stared at the traders curiously. They seemed less.
Hello everyone, it's Kim. friendly local yarn shop owner. I am sitting in the shop on a Saturday and I have just wound up some yarn, some sparkly pink stuff. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but the reason why I've wound this up is because, as some of you may know, we are putting together an awning for this so that we don't have to have this curtain closed all the time. And I wanted to create a progressive pride flag for the awning. So I've done the white triangle, which is the beginning. I'm doing it in a modular type thing instead of color work because just going to be easier. And then I'm going to do a pink stripe here, which is my next bit. And I am writing the pattern for this as I go, so that hopefully I can release it and you guys can make your own progressive pride flags in a modular garter stitch way.